Well, hi students, and welcome to Module 3. I hope you're doing well, and I hope that you're getting all settled into how this class flows. And so now this module and the next module will be Wednesday to Wednesday, and then the last one will be Friday to Saturday. So I hope this is all starting to make sense and you're getting all settled in. I'm very impressed with the work that I've seen and that I've graded. You're all very, very smart and very good writers, and you bring a lot to the table of leadership already, and questions and observations. This week we're going to kind of dial it back just a little bit. It's light in terms of work that you have to do, but I've given you some things to look at. All right, I'm going to go into learning modules, and I'm going to go to module 3. And as I said last week, you're seeing this from like teacher view. So you'll see things in here that you wouldn't ordinarily see in your own view when this module opens, but that's okay. So I'm going to go into the module here. And we're going to talk about, we're going to build on what we learned, identify the history of continuous quality and who some of the founders were. Because you can't, it's really difficult. And I was going to say, you can't move forward until you know where you've been. People who don't look at, well, why do we do this? And where did we get this? And who thought of this? And whose bright idea was that? Or, hey, whose bright idea was that? It's difficult to move forward if you don't know where you've been. And so we're going to look at using leadership, but we're going to look more historically. This is where you found this video lecture as soon as I post it. Don't be upset by don't think that this looks longer than it is, okay? It's like, wow, that's a lot of reading. It is a lengthy list, but I tried to be a little more thorough than I ordinarily would. And I don't expect you to necessarily read everything. I'd like you to at least look at them. Give them a chance. See if it's something you do want to read. This is just to give you a well-rounded idea of what's going on. The former instructor who designed these classes and taught them, maybe 3 years ago and before, he was a big fan of Deming's, and he used Deming books. Well, the Deming books are 30 years old and 40 years old. Now, there's nothing wrong with that because the concepts are still valid. The policies, procedures, and concepts are still valid. But when you tell students to buy a 30-year-old book, it comes across as just a little weird. And it made it sound as though Deming were the only person. And the other book that was optional was this one by Stephen Covey. So what I did was, when I took this over, I looked for more current articles. I looked for a different perspective. Sometimes you can get it and sometimes you can't. So there's some information here, a bio about W. Edwards Deming. He has an institute. Bookmark this article and make notes of the points in it. Here's some history of and books by and about him and some quotes that he made. Covey is very, very well known for different kinds of books on leadership and management and quality. And then how did this start? Who started continuous quality improvement? So there's some information here about this. Just read it until you go, okay, I'm done. Okay. And then here's some information on what drives quality improvement and how is it evaluated. So there's some websites, like here's a conference, some PowerPoint slides from a conference. You don't have to read all 93. You're going to get an idea and just spot check and get a good idea. Bookmark any of these or print out ones that you want to keep. Put some of these quotes in your email, signature or whatever. See what you can use and what you discount. But this is just to give you an idea of things that are out there and websites you can go to and what people think and use this to draw on. There are some videos here so you can meet Mr. Deming and Covey just to give you an idea of what they had to say. Okay. This discussion is very brief, but it's still very important. Describe what you learned and how one uses leadership to drive change. Use examples from the text or videos or introduce your own examples. Reply to at least 3 others. Very simple. And then one of the things I pointed out in my email earlier was make sure that your initial post is at least 6 sentences and that you reply to at least 3 others with at least 5 sentences each. Don't sell yourself short. People want to hear what you have to say. And so when you're doing, hey, I like what you said, that was good, and you make a valid comment about it, stop for a second and think well, what else do I have to say about their initial post or someone's response? And say it, okay? Say what you have to say. Tell us all that you have to say. Don't stop and think that what you have to say isn't important, because that's not true. We want to know what you have to say about this. You're taking this class for a reason, and we want to know what you have to say. So do whatever is asked of you here, and that way, you make sure that you get full credit, but also we get to hear what you have to say or see what you have to say, and we get to learn from you too, or answer your question, or observe your observation, whatever it is. So make sure that you post fully. Don't just quit, okay? All right, your assignment. From the readings and videos, write a one-page paper, double-spaced, on your key takeaways. What struck you from this? What did you learn? What can you apply and how? What power and authority do you currently have to do so? What strengths do you have to draw on, or which ones do you need to develop, and how will you do that? Is there a timeline or urgency? Do you have to do this by a certain point? Use this week to analyze, and that's your key word. Okay, analyze power and authority, leadership and management, where you currently are and what you can do about it, and where you want to be and what you can do about it. So give that some real thought, and you have until next Wednesday at 10 p.m. To post at least one-page paper, double-spaced, due before Wednesday at 10. So a discussion and an assignment. I put the stakeholder presentation in here so that you can include that, because remember I said in all your assignments you need to do a stakeholder analysis. So if you're going to analyze power and authority, leadership and management, where are you and where do you want to be and what are you going to do about it? Who is going to be affected by your decision? Who is going to be affected and how? Is that okay? Is that going to be problematic? Is it ethical? Is it for you to do something if you think that is going to impact it? So make sure you do that, and make sure you have these two little things. These two little, this exclamation point in the dot, that means that you're submitted your grade. Okay, and then the other thing that you want to make sure that you do is continue working on your paper, your final presentation, your project for the end that's due on August 4th, okay? I'm going to go ahead, you don't see it right now, but I'm going to go ahead and copy that so it'll be in here too, in this module, so that you can refer back to that because that module's closed. Okay, there we go. That's it. Short, sweet, and to the point. I am done. Have a fabulous week. I'm glad you're in this class, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you have to say about this module. As always, let me know through messages over here if you have any questions or need any kind of assistance. Thank you very much, and have a great week. Bye.